What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com at Paradigm Performance in Elgin, Illinois with Dr. Stu. What's up, man?
Good to see you, man.
It's nice to see you too. Nice to see you. I haven't been here in a while. Well, I was out of town.
Yeah.
But check it out. So we have this new carbohydrate known as Carb 10. It is derived from peas. Okay, now here's what's beautiful about it. And I thought it'd be fitting to come here because this is a place where we develop world-class athletes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when you're developing world-class athletes, you need world-class fuel. You also want them to be the healthiest they can be, because if they're healthier, well, one, they'll live longer, and two, they'll perform better. And one thing we need to look at when maintaining health is insulin. And there's one thing I've been talking about on this channel a lot, and that's, basically spiking your insulin day in and day out with a post-workout shake. And will that lead to long-term health ramifications? Some say yes, some say, oh, it doesn't matter, whatever. And we're not looking at body composition here. When I'm talking like this, we're looking more at overall general health. But what we're going to talk about here is body composition and making gains. And that's where I think Carb 10 stands out. And I'm going to go into really quick what it does. Now, Carb 10 elicits literally no spike in insulin. And you might say, well, Mark, all these people have been telling me for years I need to spike my insulin post-workout. I need to drink dextrose during training. And I can see where they get that link. I can see where they'd understand that, but I'm gonna look further into it and tell you some personal experience and also the science, the way I read it and what we want to do. Now with the low osmolality rate, which means better gastric emptying, goes through your system faster, the Carb 10 will enter your body fast. You're not gonna get much faster than Carb 10. But you're not going to get that insulin spike that even other designer carbs on the market will have. Yep. Now, what happens when you spike insulin? You ever eat a big meal of spaghetti? Hell, have you ever trained and had dextrose during training? After the workout or even towards the end of the workout, you start to crash a little. And that's due to the insulin spike caused by the dextrose. So while your body's preferred fuel source is glucose, well, why not take glucose? Why not have dextrose? Well, the only inherent drawback to doing that is the insulin spike. And I don't believe that the other carbohydrates on the market have answered that, because they as well cause that insulin spike. Now with Carb 10, you're getting all the benefits of a fast-acting carbohydrate without the deleterious health and performance effects of the insulin spike. So with Carb 10, we've done something fantastic. We're the first to market with it on its own. Comes in 2 pounds and 5 pounds. Cookies and cream and unflavored. Unflavored, obviously, for during training, you mix it with your machine fuel or your branched chain of choice. Or you can have a pre-workout with your pre-workout of choice. And the reason I didn't put flavors, you ever mix a fruit punch with a watermelon, it's not very good. So we went unflavored. You can make it taste like your other stuff you're taking, essentially. Then, post-workout, or any other time during the day, we have cookies and cream, which tastes fantastic, tastes just like our MTS Whey cookies and cream. So you can mix it with that, mix with chocolate, mix with vanilla. It's a very versatile flavor because it's cookies and it's cream. So that's the spiel on Carb 10. You essentially have the fast-acting carbohydrate without the spike. So what we're looking at is better performance, and also you will not have that crash. If you drink it during training, it'll get to your muscles fast, it'll prevent you from becoming flat, give you more glycogen in your body to push heavier weights to get better gains. Now, Stu, you know a little bit about insulin, and not that kind of insulin, fellas. You know a little bit, obviously you're involved in the health field a lot. Yeah. That's what your focus was for most of your career. Yeah. And also, as well as now at Paradigm Performance in Elgin, Illinois, on Church Street, by the way. There's an Alexander's Cafe, my favorite spot across the street.
Yep, great food, great food.
So you can come here, get your stuff done, then eat some food. Post-workout, don't get the insulin spiking food. Yeah. So essentially, now, with what you train in athletes, now you're looking at keeping them fueled, because I've been in here, you got people doing all this stuff up here, you don't see it, you got them doing squats, deadlifts, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You got them doing all these presses, you got them doing everything, you got them doing that friggin' amazing treadmill right there, and then you have them doing Tabata. Now, if you're looking at performance benefits, you got to keep them fueled, right?
Yep, absolutely. So, you pretty much hit everything on the head. You want to get good fuel sources. One of the biggest analogies I give people is, your body is a high performance machine. If you ever looked at a car race, you don't put crappy fuel in a car. It's not going to run. So you can't expect your body to do amazing things and perform optimally if you're going to give it junk food, junk fuel, okay? So, but like what you said, with exercise, we have to keep the athletes fueled, especially our elite athletes. So they have to make sure they get a good carbohydrate source in them. Insulin is going to decrease when you get when you start to exercise. Okay?
Yeah.
So because you don't want to drive all that glucose, into storage. Right?
Yeah.
So if you have a good carbohydrate source that's immediately available in the plasma or the blood, then your body's going to utilize those for energy sources.
Yeah.
So, and I think other things you were saying, that you can also preserve some of your glycogen stores because you're not constantly dipping into that.
Yeah.
So, for your endurance athletes, now you're lasting a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the beautiful thing, and the versatility of the carbohydrate. Like, would you mix dextrose into, let's say you need extra carbs during the day, would you mix dextrose into your shake? No. I mean, I wouldn't, because I'd be asleep like 20 minutes later.
Sure.
And you could, what do they use to measure, your blood sugar, all that stuff? You go to the doctors, you have to do a test. What do they use? Like for pregnant women to test for gestational diabetes, they give them that bottle of glucose. That's dextrose. Yep. And normally, if you give it to them, they will fall asleep afterwards, regardless of their insulin sensitivity.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've
called that the glucose tolerance.
Don't we have like 7 kids combined? We know exactly what we're talking about. Carb 10 will not make you pregnant, but being around us might.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, with this carbohydrate, you're getting all the benefits of a fast-acting carbohydrate without the deleterious effects or the drawbacks to other carbohydrates on the market, which is why I will state, emphatically, this is the superior, the most optimal powdered carb source for training for performance on the market today. And we have the data to back it up. I'm going to post the link down below to just some data. You guys can take a look at that. Stu, is there anything you want to add about this?
No, I think it's just, I'm looking forward to seeing the product, and definitely want to use it on the athletes. So.
And if you're watching this, it's launching in a couple days. By August 1st, it'll be on the market. So just keep an eye out for that. Stu, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Machine Carb 10, available at your favorite retailer soon. If they don't have it, be sure to go in there and demand it. Demand they carry everything MTS, because we got bills to pay. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, because replenishing your glycogen stores without spiking insulin, it's not a game.